Hello, friends and family. I'm here with Josh, and we were here at Jack in the Box, and Josh is about ready to go to detox. We are proud of him. Josh, when did we meet you?
Tonight?
Yes. And so, I'm just thankful that we did meet you because I think you're taking a really big step. This is Josh. Josh, how old are you?
33.
33. And how long have you been on the streets?
This time? About a month.
And then any other times?
Yeah, a few months here, a few months there.
The longest?
Maybe 3 months.
And where are you from?
Phoenix?
Oh, you're from Phoenix. I heard you guys talk about Phoenix, born and raised.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with the hot weather. And do you have family out there?
Yeah, my family doesn't really talk to me.
They don't talk to you? None of them?
No.
When was the last time you talked to them?
I haven't talked to my father in years.
And they're in Phoenix? And so, we kind of talked a little bit about you and your girlfriend came out here to have like a little getaway, and things kind of went south, and that's what put you out on the streets this time. She left. If she happens to be watching this, anything you'd like to say?
No.
Well, I know you said you lost your phone, so there was no way to even contact her or anything, but how long were you guys together?
12 weeks?
It's a long time.
Not really. Not really.
No children? And you don't talk to any of your siblings?
No.
No. Did you work when you were in Phoenix?
Yeah.
What did you do? Huh?
Yeah, I've had jobs.
What did you do in Phoenix?
I've done flooring. I've worked at Home Depot. Worked at Burger King. Just dead-end jobs, basically. Just paycheck to paycheck type deal.
And then your education was in Phoenix?
I dropped out of high school when I was 16.
But it was out there?
Yeah.
And so I know we talked a little bit earlier, off camera, but I want for you, at this time, this is a reflection time. I know from my own personal experience, when we're at the lowest part is where we really start self-reflecting. And when we really just start, looking at the bigger picture.
Right.
So, I've talked to you, you're going to hear me a lot say goals, goals, goals. If we don't set goals, then we're just going to spin, right? Or be stuck. And that's kind of how I got my channel name, is Stuck. We don't want to be stuck.
Right.
So when we start working on, even small-term goals, go to long-term goals. So this recovery program is about a 2-month program. What would you like to see when you come out of the program? I haven't thought that far ahead yet. Just right now, one day at a time?
Yeah, 1 second, one moment. I was just kind of thinking if I was going to get in there or not, so. But, yeah.
Then you met us, and it just went forward. So, what would you say is probably the most scariest part about transitioning like this?
Going to rehab? Just wondering if I'm gonna stick it out or not. If I'm gonna pull through the whole program or not.
And my advice is to utilize that. Utilize the program. That's what it's there for. So, especially, my husband and I were 2 different people, but especially when you don't have a whole lot of people to fall back on, it's easier and easier to fall deeper and darker. And so, even though they may not be family, there's people that are helping, I told you we're going to stay in contact with you. This is our thing. You put in the work, we're going to be right by your side. I'm not doing it for you. But if anybody's willing to tell me they're willing to put in that work, we're going to ride with them right there. So we'll support you. However, you know, when you get out, if you want to look for work, if you know, you have our work, we're going to help you.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as you put in that work for yourself.
For sure.
So, you know, when you're going through the transition, a lot of it is going to be counseling. And so this is something else that I talk to. Almost every interview I do, I ask. We're not counselors, we're not doctors, but we are where you are, exactly. And we see a common denominator in this, and it's unresolved trauma. So when we have trauma and we don't resolve it, our brains go into like a fight or flight mode, where your brain just gets wired for survival mode. And, you know, a lot of times addiction is just the easiest way to kind of self-meditate. So this is another question I ask everybody I interview. How was your childhood growing up?
My childhood, it was good.
Good?
You know, I had a good childhood. But you know, when I was 12, I got taken away by the state, and I got put into foster care and into a group home until I was 16. Once I was 16, my mother died, and then I went to the streets, and yeah, been kind of doing that thing ever since. So, streets, rehab, jail, the whole merry-go-round type of deal.
And so have you sought out like any strong counseling?
I've tried therapy and counseling, and it just it doesn't work for me, I don't think. I mean, you know, it just I don't know, I don't do good by telling other people how I'm feeling. I don't know.
You do pretty good with us. You've been pretty...
Yeah, I mean, you're not a therapist either, so you're just a person, you know.
But that's a big part, just to be able to vocally express. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you asked me a question, so I told you the truth. So that's it. But yeah, for somebody to get paid to ask me about my life, I think it's full of shit.
Right.
I just think it's bullshit. That's it.
They're there to do a
No
job,
offense
and
to any therapist, but yeah, it's just my 2 cents on it, I guess.
so how do you feel that is going to change? What's going to be the game changer for you? Because I know what it was for me, and it's different. Like I told you, it's different for everybody we come across. You know, how my husband handled things and how I handled things, they're two different things. You know, you reach certain people a certain way. Not everybody learns the same. It took him 40 years. 40 years of his life to get right. And then he still even relapsed. But his true healing started coming around 40, and that's a long time. You know, that's a long time. So what do you think is going to take for you to start getting that?
Honestly, at the end of the day, when you're ready, you're ready.
Yep.
That's it. When
Amen.
When you're tired of
Amen.
it, when you're tired of the bullshit, that's when you'll change.
Preach. That's right.
Nobody's gonna change until they're ready to change, and that's it. That's all there is to it.
So we say a lot, you've got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because that's true insanity when we keep going back to the same things that just keep burning us and keep hurting us. You know, we talked earlier about it. Well, first, do you want to tell everybody what your drug of choice is?
Fentanyl and meth.
And you would say you've been clean the longest, about 6 months.
Out of my entire life, yeah.
And which would be harder to kick, the fentanyl or the meth?
The fentanyl for me.
I think for everyone, it's definitely, and I was telling you before we did, you know, earlier, that the OD levels has went up drastically.
Right.
And so that tells me they're doing something even worse. You know, and it's hard because it's taking them younger. You know, I'm seeing children out there that are one time and that's all it takes.
Right.
One experiment and that's all it takes.
Right.
How many times would you say you've OD'd?
Maybe 10.
And
my last OD, I was in a coma. Yeah, it was all bad.
didn't you say